There we go. Okay, we're live. Let's go. I'm gonna finish up this foot though. Oh, damn it, dude. Alright. I want to be doing as many dungeons as I can today out of the ones that I did not do the other day. We have 5 left to do. However, the last one we did was also a little bit of a shit show. So I would rather just do that one again as well. I'm not really sure if this was the character that I ended up playing with or if it's the previous one, because I made a second character after I got locked up of the random dungeons. Oh shit. So let's figure that out first. I think this might be the one. Shared XML. That is the default Blizzard's UI. It's like an issue with the actual UI. Not on my end. Julia, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo va eso? Let's see. There we go. I want to try this. See if it really looks like background. Oh shit! Yeah, it does look quite sexy, to be honest. Kind of move it around though. Doesn't seem like I can. Is it locked up? Settings, set it down. Muy bien, me alegro, me alegro. Que voy a empezar con el directo. Yeah, it seems to be locked up over there. Anyways, I want to be doing... gonna have to manually search for them as well. Specific dungeons. So I did Antorus, we did Ruby Pools, and we also did Halls of Infusion. I do want to do those again though. Uldaman is... it is on heroic, so it should be fine. Now, there seems to be a bug where there's like 2 Uldamans. Yeah, they didn't really fix that the whole way. So we're just gonna be avoiding doing those 2 that I already did. Let's figure out what the build was like though first. Right, so I'm running the one of the ranged builds that I thought could potentially be sort of okay, viable-ish. So let's go through it first and let's see what's up. We just pick everything that's pretty much required, going down the basics. Picking increased healing from Flash of Light and Holy Light over here instead of the increased healing from Holy Shock, because this is supposed to be what we're going to be spamming the most. Then we're going to be picking the increased healing when we are spamming or healing the beacon target with our Flash of Light. We might do that to generate some holy power, because the idea of how I'm going to be playing this is to be completely in ranged. So even if this could be a sort of hybrid build where I would be going in melee but also cast, this is not just going to be a caster build, it's also going to be a full ranged build. So I'm going to play this a way that's completely wrong, but that's just for the sake of actually getting it a good try and like showing people how kind of scuffed this should be. So we're gonna pick Divine Favor, increase healings, our spot healing from Flash of Light and Holy Light, and then we're just gonna be picking our Light's Hammer, Divine Relations for a little bit more healing when we consume Infusion with our Flash of Light. The idea is gonna be to spam a lot of Flash of Light, not so much Holy Light. We don't really care about the mana efficiency here, especially in the dungeon. Divine Toll, pretty good option for being ranged. Not gonna spam that much Holy Shock because we're not gonna be resetting it with Crusader's Might, and therefore Glimmer will not be that great. Then Focal Light, of course, our beacons are huge. Not gonna be picking Veneration because actually, yeah, I'll be picking Veneration. I should be picking Veneration if I can. Let's see what we can give up here though. I kind of just want to pick that because it's gonna get some resets. Let me just give a Barrier of Faith. I think Barrier of Faith is kind of lackluster. I do like Tears Deliverance. It still bounces whenever somebody gets to full HP, so you could potentially spread this out and get the healing increase buff on everybody. But if the person that you use it on never gets to full HP, I don't think it will ever bounce. Awakening, still useful, because we're going to still be using Words of Glory. Even if we're not generating as much holy power, this is going to be the way we are going to be doing big healing, our finishers. Inflorescence, double infusion whenever we actually get infusion from Holy Shock, as well as 30% increase, or rather reduce mana cost from our Flash of Light, so even more mana sustain. It shouldn't really be the problem here on Mythic Plus anyways, but yeah, we don't really... I mean, we could actually care about the Holy Power from Holy Light, but it's just going to be pretty clunky. We'll see if we can really spam that. Then this is not even implemented yet, and even then we're not really going to be using Ladadon in Mythic Plus anyway, so this kind of is just never going to be a thing in Mythic Plus as it is right now. I don't think so. So Bestow Faith should be pretty good as well as a ranged player. Then Infusions, being consumed, reduce the cooldown on Holy Shock. It's just 1 second. It's kind of supposed to be the ranged version of Crusader Smite, I would say, but then it only has one stack, so it's only 1 second per infusion consumed. And you don't really consume that many infusions because you depend on the amount of crit you have, so how many infusions you can generate. This will be kind of whatever. Healing the weakened target gives us Holy Power. Holy Shock, increased critical strike chance. Power of the Silver Hand is not even working right now, actually, so actually let me do this and just go that way. So we can also pick Barrier of Faith. We can use that because actually it works. This one just doesn't proc ever. And yeah, we just go with Wings Might because we're still getting the critical strike from it, I believe. I hope I'm not wrong with this, but I think even though we don't get the extra damage power from that, we are still getting the critical strike chance. On this side, don't even look at that. Don't worry. This has not much to do with anything about the range build. You could get more damage from picking Mad Paragon. We don't really care about that right now. And we could get, maybe, if Seal of Order worked, more damage from there as well. But I don't think there's anything that's too important right there. We're just going to actually look at the spec tree right now and queue up for the dungeon, see what we get into. There we go. I think it's going to be more of a PvP RPG thing. Oh, for sure, for sure. Like, the idea of this build is not to actually have a good build, like, happen. It's not going to be supposed to be a good build. I stress this again. I'm trying to play from ranged. I'm going to force myself to not go in melee to see how that would feel. So only relying on Flash of Light, Holy Shock, Bestow Faith, Tears Deliverance, Barrier of Faith. You know, it's gonna be scuffed. You're not supposed to play that way. You're always supposed to go in melee, drop Consecrations, and generate Holy Power from Crusader Strike. But let's, for the sake of forcing a ranged playstyle, and it might just be very cringe, but let's just try and do it and see what's up. It's also going to be heroic, so I don't know. Could be a shit show. We always have Divine Toll to come back from things. We are always going to have our trusty Devo, Wings, etc., Light's Hammer, all the good stuff, so we should not be in that big of trouble. But yeah, we probably don't even know what's going to happen in most of these dungeons. Like, a lot of them are still new to me, so that's also a thing. Could get caught off guard in many scenarios and not know what's happening. The only reason why I'm not wanting to be a Holy Paladin going forward is that they're just useless in RPGs, and if this fixes it, it's just my class. Are they really useless in RPGs? Aren't they like okay in Arena even after all the nerfs? I really have no idea, to be honest. Let's get some gacha music rolling. Let's go, Hope. How you doing, man? I am not a PvPer by any means. I have no idea. RPGs are useless. Is that because they just don't have any way of doing good AoE healing, I imagine? Also, they can be trained real easy. You can always mass dispel the bubbles and shit like that. How you doing, sir? I'm doing pretty good. How about you? I just made a video. I figured I got some more footage for some more videos coming forward. And yeah, enjoying my last few days on Spain, honestly. Immediately the right one to get nuked. Yep, yep. You're going in, you're generating holy power, and then you're getting fucked. Sounds familiar to me, honestly. Yep, I am going to be going to Poland in In 2 days from now. Well, 4 days rather. No, 3 days. So Wednesday I'll still be here and be streaming. But I got a lot of things to do until then. I have so many things pending. I want to get like all the videos that I can do before I actually leave, like get them ready. At least like one per dungeon. And just have one of them for each dungeon just ready. Because right now there's not much more content here in beta. I mean, there will be more for sure in like next week or this week even. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta take my chances now before I go and then have way less time over there. It's gonna be busy, man, once I'm there. It's gonna be a lot of things to do. University and back to studying and then things with friends and all the activities with the university and meeting people over there, parties. It's gonna be a good time. It's just gonna be very busy, so playing WoW is gonna take... I don't even think I'll play WoW. I'll just probably just be doing videos, to be honest. But I need to play WoW to do videos, so at least I play beta for a little bit and then we have a video. I don't know about streaming. I'm still really... there's just like... I have no idea what the Wi-Fi is gonna be over there, basically. If it's like terrible, there's just no way I'm streaming. And even if it is not terrible, my laptop will probably just melt, so... Probably not streaming from there. But... you know, I'm gonna make the best effort that I can to still stay around. I don't want to miss out on WoW streaming and video stuff for 6 months and come back and be like, yo, what's up guys? The expansion is almost like halfway through. Not even halfway through, but like Season 1 would already be like halfway through for sure. Even on like the tail end. So that could be very bad for me, but no, not the end of the world. This is taking a little while. We're queued up. Yeah, we're queued up for about 5 minutes. We still haven't found anything. It is a Monday, but it is sort of prime time, isn't it? Like 7:30, everybody's off work. Well, to be honest, this is worldwide. It's the beta, so there should be no schedule here. Let's just keep on waiting, I guess. Because if we do random dungeons, we have the chance of getting the ones we don't need, and I don't have the most time right now. I gotta go in an hour and a half or so. You were making the build, did you find that you just needed one more point? You always need just one more point, to be honest. That's the beauty about this thing. For example, I'm not picking summer here. I'm actually gonna pick that, actually. Yeah, now that you say that. But you kind of want everything, and that's like the good thing about this tree is that there's so many things that you just rather have, and you can't have everything, so... Summer's bugged. It is supposed to be bugged, but is it really? I mean, it's been like this since the first build of this tree. It does say in the tooltip that it turns to autumn after use. However, it doesn't. And if that was the case going forward, I wouldn't even be mad. I think that would be better. But it's likely not going to be the case. It's supposed to be rotating. If it stays like this, that would be pretty good. Like, if that would be actually like having PI levels of power on a Holy Paladin. Not even kidding, that would be PI levels of power. You could just rotate this through OP specs and like... It has a pretty short cooldown, so you could have this for like every pack for sure. Way shorter than PI. There's no way this stays like this, honestly. No wings, CD, be useless otherwise? Wait a minute. Talking about wings now. Blessing of Summer would not go on you. You wouldn't be using Blessing of Summer. You would be giving it away for sure, right? This is not for you. It's for somebody else. Our wings thing, like this one, is gonna get removed. This is not working at the moment as it says in the tooltip. So this is just going away. Doesn't one of them reduce wing CD? Yeah, but you still don't get that one. It gives 30% cooldown reduction. And you'd rather give that to somebody else, I would believe, honestly. We do not have a 4 set anymore, so we don't get as many wings, but we still have Procs of Awakening. We still have Divine Purpose. We shouldn't really rely on that CDR. like the more things we can use offensively, the better, right? So if you can give CDRs like a Ferris, you can literally give Ferris, right? It's not as often as the actual Ferris was, but you could still have it every now and then. It would require a little bit of coordination to know when it's really going to be useful, so that's kind of why Blessings is so clunky, because you don't really always get the max bonus out of things or the max benefit. Even if you have Summer and somebody has CDs, you know, the pool that's going to happen needs to be meaningful enough, and the cooldowns that the person has need to be big enough so that Summer actually does a lot. And Summer having a 45-second cooldown as well as all the other blessings coming afterwards just makes it really weird. It's a pretty weird cooldown. It doesn't really sync up with many things. Like, you need to keep on waiting and asking, and are your cooldowns ready? I mean, I don't personally track cooldowns from my allies, like offensive cooldowns. Maybe I should. If I had this, I probably just would. So I know what to PI, or rather use Summer on. Fuck that in raids, I'll keep it. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I still think that in raids, it wouldn't really be the best pick. Like, picking Summer in raids would not, I wouldn't say niche, but it would be much more of an edge kind of thing. Because the damage wouldn't be as important. The healing bonus that you get, you probably rather give that to somebody else, honestly, like another healer. If you can give a 50% increase, 15% healing increase done to somebody that's like gonna do a massive ramp, you will get a lot more power out of giving that away to a healer than keeping it on yourself. Like, as a Holy Paladin, you don't really do a lot of bursty healing, besides applying beacons like Beacon of Virtue, and then maybe like using something like Vanquisher's Hammer. Your healing is much more like a consistent sort of, you know, generate Holy Power, you got a big chunk right here, the Marats, then another Holy Power, big chunk, Marats. So there's a lot of starts and stops. You don't have a massive go and do a lot of healing now. Yeah, Divine Toll, sure, but, you know, there's a lot of gaps. Yo, Hope, appreciate the sub, mate. 4 months, let's go. Oh, there we go. We also got a dungeon going. Man, I haven't finished my food yet, dude. I need to finish this up. Appreciate it very much, Hope. Oh my god, I almost spilled it out. Shouldn't talk with your mouth full. Alright. Let's go. Let's see what this is like. It's 5 out of 5, so... Clean run. Full ranged build. I'm not gonna go in melee at all if I can avoid doing so. This might be a shit show, but that's the fun on things. We are testing things. Also, I still don't have my UI, so this is gonna be weird. Yeah. I'm going to be relying fully on Flash of Light, Holy Light, as well as Bestow Faith, and Barrier of Faith, that kind of stuff. We also have Veneration, so we have some random procs of Hammer of Wrath, so we can use that as a way of generating extra Holy Power. But I'm not gonna go on melee, not at all. Not even for Consecration, even though that's definitely free damage. No, no, no. We're just gonna be playing this as if this was Classic. Is that gonna be cringe? Yes, but that's the point. So far, so good. Oh, he's got a DC, so I can see that as like... Okay. Is this still not working though? It does seem to be the case that the Disease Dispel is not really working fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop our trusty Tears Deliverance here, see what happens. So he got the buff, we got the Holy Power. He's gonna heal. And it was just a small trash pack, so everything's dead already. Let's see when we actually get to a place when we actually have to do healing. Look at that, there's a lot of the buffs from... Oh, I missed through the Hammer of Light. A lot of buffs from Tears Deliverance just running around. I also have the kick, but I'm not even using it. Oh yeah, and also have Blessing of Summer and Divine Toll. I'll tell you guys, once again, bitching and moaning, but this UI just doesn't work for me, so... A lot of things that I'm not even looking at. What's that supposed to be? Oh, that's like the different route. There might be a boss over there? Yeah, there's a boss over there. I guess we gotta go back. Alright, some Paladin. Why not? Why not? Some Paladin. I mean, we're not gonna be doing damage in melee anyway, so... Absolutely ranged build, guys. This is what you wanted. You wanted to play ranged, you wanted to play this like if it was classic. Let's see what it does. Don't take this as like the ultimate testimony that this is how it plays though, because I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes and I'm not even looking at my UI properly, right? Okay, what is that supposed to be? Let's find out. Okay, just move out of the group, I guess. Sounds like that's the play. These guys are pretty split up. Oh, it's the Vikings! Oh shit! This is like the classic game from Blizzard. It's the 3 guys from the one. I think it might be the first game that Blizzard ever made. That's a debuff. They didn't do much though, but look at the damage from the Retribution Paladin. He's destroying those. Yeah, nothing really happened on that boss fight though. 1 DPS to go, it looks easier though. Yeah, I'm not doing any damage because I'm not doing any melee hits. I'm not in melee range. I'm not putting down Consecration. I'm not using my spare Holy Power on Shield of the Righteous. This is not how you would want to play this. Not at all. I could though be using Divine Toll offensively, which I should probably be doing a lot more. Let me just do that, why not? And we also give Blessing of Summer out. Touching some swordless back and forth. Trying to at least. The Red Paladin is popping off. We haven't even used wings. I mean, we don't really need to. There's nothing going on. Triste, did you pick Veneration? Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, this UI, like, look at that. It's shining now because I got a proc from it, but I'm just like not used to the shiny things. Like I use Barrier of Faith right there, but I'm not used to looking at the shiny procs, so I completely disregard those often when I shouldn't be. That's just my inexperience with the default UI. But I'm just not. I don't even know what to do because I'm not in melee, right? I'm used to having a lot more GCDs to use and things to do. Now, this is the second boss though. Not a Trog. No, it's like a first Trog actually. Some mods. Look at that. We're not melee, so we don't have to deal with that. Perfect. The boss is halfway done though. I'm gonna give a Blessing of Summer once again. I think we gotta kill that, so I'm gonna pop Devotion Aura. I'm gonna do some Divine Tolling right there. And I might have stepped on a frontal, not really sure. Divine Toll just did everything we had to do right there for us. Keep on getting procs. I didn't even use wings once again. Not really sure why, but seems like the phase is repeating itself once more. Boss is down to 20%, so we can just use Hammer right now. It's not procs from Veneration. Feels so weird not having to go through the Consecrations, through the Crusader Strikes. It's such a different experience. Right. There is no secondary path. That's like blocked. It is blocked. Look at that. So now we would go through the Aranaya section. The damage is terrible, but the healing is not bad at all, isn't it? Well, not really sure, honestly. Like, I just used Divine Toll, so that's all that happened there. Like, whenever damage happened, I just used Divine Toll, and that was it. I fucking threw Consecration down. No! That's not supposed to happen. We botched it. It's fine. It just did our top damage. It's not even that much damage, actually. Only on, like, 3 mobs. But we gotta avoid doing that going forward. And not this casting or Soldier Veil, living Holy Priest seems more fun. Well, there's a lot more things to do as a Holy Priest, to be honest. Like, I have buttons. I just don't have any damage buttons from range. That's the problem. If I had, like, a filler way of actually doing something instead of going AFK, I can throw hammers. And that's about it, really. I can fish for maybe procs of Veneration here when I'm, like, AFK. Just spam Flash of Light. But then I'm wasting my My infusion of life procs. Also, though, I'm reducing the cooldown on Holy Shock because I'm running with Imbued Infusion, so that's also a thing to do. And this is already the third boss. That's quite a quick dungeon so far. I mean, it's heroic difficulty, so everything's just dying real quick. I'm assuming that's not just a bad thing to stand on. We probably have to go in there to not die at some point, I would imagine. Let me apply this first, just in case. Crushing Stomp. Healing that's required to be done is... Okay, that sounds like what I... Okay. Never mind. I just got stunned. So I guess we gotta deal with those before something happens. I'm assuming if you don't take them, something bad will happen. Completely finding out this for the first time, so I don't know what those are. I have not read the dungeon journal. We will have to figure that out whenever the fight actually lasts for longer than a minute. Again, not much healing to be done. We did do 11, 12k, but that was all just Word of Glory, as you can see. Like, we didn't even have to rely on spamming Flash of Light. If we did run out of Holy Power, we would have spammed Flash of Light, but we never had to. Okay, we have a lot of Holy Power generation. I'm allowed to throw down a Light's Hammer. This seems to be doing some AoE damage here, so we can always drop down our... What is it called? Barrier of Faith? But when I'm not spamming the person that I put the barrier on, then it's useless. So it's like, it should transfer healing, but then it would just be like a beacon. Like, it should share some of the healing from Flash of Light and Whole Light onto other people, or hold up. I can't read the tool right now. I might be forgetting about something here, but it just seems kind of useless when you're not just spamming the same person you used it on. Accumulator. No, so it is all the healing done from any Flash of Light and Whole Light onto any target. That's what I understood from that. After reading it like for the 37th time, I just forget about it. I mean, is this viable? Yeah, sure, we're doing heroic dungeons and we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. There is things to use though, so long as there's healing to be done. As soon as the healing to be done is gone, then I'm just bored. Okay, Blessing of Summer once again. We'll see how much damage we've gained from Blessing of Summer, to be honest. We're getting some zones of Area of Denial under us. But other than that, the trash is absolutely not doing what it's supposed to do, so... I'm not even running the right... I was running with Aura of Concentration. So we took extra damage for a little while. Okay, we got a poison here. Can we dispel it? It's not working still. Yeah, it's still not working. You can see right there, Cleanse Toxins went on cooldown. The poison remained on the tank. It went on cooldown, both Cleanse and Cleanse Toxins, and the poison was not dispelled. So, funky stuff happening there. Once again, I'm gonna try and use normal Dispel. It just goes on cooldown, but it doesn't remove anything. Yeah. It should not go on cooldown if it doesn't remove anything, though, that's the thing. This is supposed to... No, this is not the final boss. There's another one afterwards. Appreciate the follow very much, by the way. This seems to be a trash clearing fight. Oh, we all got the debuff, though. Okay, we'll figure out if something's... You know, we're not doing what we're supposed to do here. Big AoE in the middle. Immediately reminded me of Agramar. I guess we gotta kill the Ats. So we're going to try and get in ranged. I can't really get in ranged of the monk. Where are they? They're literally in the opposite side of the room and running away from me. Dude, I mean, there's not that much damage happening. Oh, you cannot really go through the beams though. No, okay. I just did a JDLB. I remember that clip from JDLB doing the same thing that I just did. Okay, so this debuff is just doing some ticking damage. This is the spell level. It is, okay. I think we gotta soak those fire orbs. Maybe not. Who knows? Divine Toll still transfer healing to the beacon target, so that was cool. Do we really need to kill all the ants? I'm just gonna be dropping a barrier here, barrier of faith, and giving some blessings of summer away, see what happens. Appreciate all the follows, by the way. Yeah, they seem to always be running away from me because I don't really know where to go either. That's probably the reason. Okay, that's a big damage thing happening there, and I should have probably sacked them. Yeah, I'm not even using sack. It's 1 minute cooldown, and I'm not even using sack. That is not something that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be spamming sack. Especially now when we're talented into that. Blessing of Summer is pretty strong in that red. Yeah. I mean, the damage counts on him, though. I gave him at the pretty bad spot there, but I don't get the damage from him. It counts on his end. But you could still attribute that to me. I mean, I'm assuming he also runs it? No, never mind. I'm tripping for a second there. I'm just tripping. It's only on Holy Paladin. That was kind of spooky. We're supposed to interrupt those bolts that are going out, but they're yeah, it's not happening. No, I was gonna bubble. Yeah. We just get rest here. There was those two casters just spam casting all the time, like those things. Also this. Let's just be AoE. That would happen regardless, but yeah. Gotta realize that those things are rinsing our asses. Even in heroic, that was killing us quite a little bit there. I mean, I was not too fast at reacting. I didn't even use Devo or, which by the way shouldn't be there, and Wing. So once again, my UI or this UI kind of not being the best. Wait, what? Okay. I'm assuming beta comes after alpha, so we are gonna be closer. Yes. Absolutely 5 head. So did we kill those guys? We still haven't done so. Hail of Stone did 6.6k per cast. To every enemy within 40 yards. Well, you're just supposed to interrupt and chain CC those guys anyway, so... Should not be the case that we get rinsed that much, but it did indeed happen. Recently protected by an angelic bulwark. I have no idea what that is. Inspect Talon's button. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Hello there. Sinsight S7. How you doing? Okay, we didn't yet reach that point where we just wiped, or did we actually do reach it? Yeah, we did. Okay. Oh, melee mechanics. We don't care about those anyways. Okay, have a Blessing of Summer, even though your big AoE damage or whatever is gonna already be done for sure. This is more of an exercise of remembering what spells I have than it is to actually heal things, because oh my god. Yep. Those activated afterwards. That was not supposed to happen. I don't even know. I guess it was. Offensive Divine Toll. Lights Hammer. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't be dropping Consecrations. I'm just like forcing myself not to do so, to try and make this as ridiculously ranged as possible. But under any normal circumstance, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to run in there and drop a Consecration. Even if you're casting. You should be completely able to do so. I'm so tempted to go in there and use some Shield of the Righteous, but... I could also position myself properly here, because I'm not forced to be on melee, right? So I can like sort of try and get the best out of Light of Dawn. I don't feel forced to be static next to the mobs. Well, you don't have to be static anyways, but... You know, once you're focused on being in melee range, that kind of becomes a bit of a more problematic thing to do. We need Exorcism, that would be pretty cool, yeah. I would like that. But would you make it like a long cooldown like it is in Classic, or would you make it like much more of a Crusader Strike kind of thing? Also casted or not casted? Who's that? Chronal Lord Deos. No idea what that is. Do I get stunned if I run through? Yeah, I do. Am I gonna get unstunned after they do? RP though, RP. Okay, we all get unstunned at the same time. I don't even have nameplates enabled. There we go. They were disabled for some reason. Okay, we're running in. Dropping stuff. There's debuffs that I can't really see what they are, but I dispel one of the tank, why not? Seems to be kind of like a stacking debuff. No, it's not even stacking. Oh, it is. Never mind, it is the stacking. To be honest, I should probably read them. Haste reduce. Yeah, you don't want to have that happen. Should be dispelling that. I hope not all of these guys are applying it, though. It might just be the case that they are. Even the whelps. Offensive Divine Toll time. We get a Hammer of Wrath. Excuse me if it's a little bit shaky, it's just I'm holding down the buttons to cast something as soon as it comes up, and I use mouse buttons for a lot of things, so it just ends up looking very shaky on your end. I know that's the thing I should try and work on. This is also stacking up, so it is doing a bit more damage over time. As I have now 17 stacks, it was kind of rinsing me. I don't need to hold the Paladin Retail and Classic. Will you also be playing Classic or just Retail? I'm playing both right now. However, I'm playing Red Paladin on Classic, because I didn't really want to be playing Holy until we actually get into Wrath. I was just having a lot of fun playing Red on BGs, because I'm just farming Honor gear. So, I will be playing Holy in Wrath, yeah, I will be. So, you can expect some videos from me, if you're interested into that. Okay, let's see what the boss is doing though. There is a little bit of ticking damage, I believe? No, not really, there's no debuff. But those things are growing. This reminds me of that boss in End Time. Okay, let's use Divine Toll here. Divine Toll almost feels like nothing's happening. Okay, people are going inside of this. I'm not sure why, but let's just do what they're doing. Haste increased, haste increased. Okay. So I was not getting a debuff when I was in the thing during that time, but after the cast finished, I did get a debuff. Okay, a lot of Flash of Light spamming now. We got Barrier of Faith active. I'm lagging a little bit, by the way. The boss is halfway dead, more like actually dead. All the way. Oh, I'm running out of space here. Dropping a lot of Blessing of Summer. Do we really have to go in there? Is he dying anyways? Yeah, he's taking damage anyways. Alright, so that was quite a healing intensify for once. And finally you could see that there's actual healing there. A lot of it is just beacon transfer though. Numbers, remember, like, numbers are inflated because we have a lot more health. Like, I have 150k HP, right? So, doing 20k HPS in Shadowlands would be a lot of healing. Right now, that's like nothing. We have double the HP right now. Mana doesn't... No, mana shouldn't be a problem because Flash of Light has a 60% reduced mana cost. Since I am running with Inflorescence for the Sunwell, as well as just consuming Infusion, already reduces the mana cost of Flash of Light by 30%. So it's 30% on top of 30% from Inflorescence, and that's a 60% mana cost reduction on Flash of Light. Now, did Flash of Light actually do a lot of healing? I wouldn't say that's a lot, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It did more than War of Glory. Was that played properly? I'm absolutely sure it wasn't, right? Like, I couldn't tell you that I'm playing properly until I got my actual UI and I know what the fights are doing. However, we didn't die, so I would call that an absolute success. I mean, look at Barrier of Faith, though. I did only use it once, though, okay? I keep on getting low errors whenever I use details, but yeah, look. Divided by 0. And that happens when I mouse over Barrier of Faith. No, it's Bestow Faith, actually. It's Bestow Faith. That's bugged at the moment. What part of it is bugged? Inflorescence? Inflorescence, you mean? Either way, that wasn't terrible. Now, we didn't use our kit to the fullest, so yeah. I wouldn't really call that to be properly played. The mana cost is bugged. Is the mana cost on Flash of Light bugged? I mean, it costs 11,000. How much mana do we have? We have 250k mana. UIP? What do you mean by that? Anyways, we saw the dungeon. We tried out the build. It didn't feel too bad. I don't know. I mean, how much damage did we do actually? Let's look through the overalls. Let's look through the overalls in a second here. Overall data for the damage. Oh my god, we didn't do anything. So we did 1.8k. That is really low. That should not be the case, but yeah, we did play this in the worst way possible so that we could just try out what a full ranged build feels like. All our damage came from just judgments, holy shocks, lights hammers, and hammers of wrath. We meleeed 13 times, we consecration once, and that is repeated effects that don't really matter. Our healing overall was a lot of Word of Glory, a lot of Flash of Light, excuse me, Holy Shock, Judgment of Light. Simply range stuff, not really using Holy Light. I did only cast it twice. Flash of Light was just about enough, but was it reactive enough to be strong? I don't really know. I was simply spamming Flash of Light. I mean, we did have the infusion benefits, but I don't think the 20% buff to Flash of Light healing from things like this, when spamming the tank, that is, and then this, as well as this, like those two are the 20% increased healing done to Flash of Light. Also, never use Divine Favor. I am absolutely inting, guys. Haven't even been looking at this side of my screen. Tier looks bad, does it? Yeah. It is a sweet buff on top of things, though. Like, Tier's the kind of thing that whenever you're struggling with a big bursty healing situation, you would be using Tier at that point, right? The pure HPS from Tier isn't really that big of a deal. It's more about the 25% increase healing done to the targets for 10 seconds. And you could even make that be extended, but, you know, it only extends on the person you're actually spamming, right? Yeah, casting Holy Light on targets affected by Tier extends the duration of your Tier's deliverance by 1 second. I'm assuming this only extends it on the individual target that you casted the Holy Light, as well as a Flash of Light. So, if this was to be extended on everybody in the group, that could potentially be pretty interesting. In fact, I don't even know if I'm gonna be noticing though this though. How much damage did we get out of Blessing of Summer, by the way? 1.2 million, not even bad. That was not played to the best, but that is not a bad amount of damage. It's definitely going to be more than that once you are used to playing with the person you're giving the buff to, and you just coordinate a lot better. We just did... Which one was that actually? That was Uldaman. Okay. So we need to do all those other 5. Let's see what we get now. Okay, let me go through the comments one at a time. You can preface women with all the Paladin. I'm seeing some good stuff in Miss Weaver Town 3 for melee. Do you have an extra XP with Miss Weaver? I don't really have any XP with Miss Weaver, at least not in the beta right now. I've played Miss Weaver a little bit in the past. I just haven't really pushed keys with it. And I have no idea what's happening in the beta with them. So, if you probably wanted the real, like, fist weaving sort of gameplay, I mean, there's nothing like it. But Holy Paladin would probably be the closest to it. Still, I don't know, you just really go in melee to obviously do damage as well as generate holy power. Outside of generating holy power, how do you heal from doing damage as a holy paladin? You don't really heal through doing damage. You heal through the interaction of being in melee, generating holy power from being in melee, and then doing the healing. So it's a different experience, but I really don't know what the state of Miss Weaver is right now. I've heard it's actually pretty good though. How much did Blessing of Summer do? There you go, I will check that. Flash healing needs to be buffed so hard. I'd rather have 40 yard ladder down. 40 yard ladder down would have been pretty much a big plus if we are playing this, to be honest. But what could we give up for that? We could probably give up Tier, and we could also give up... What could we also give up here? Let's say we give up Tier and that, and then we go with that. We still need 1 point. Could we just give up veneration? Not really. Oh, I mean, we are able to do so. Yeah, we are able to do that. We could also just give up 1 point here, but like Holy Shock critical strike is so important for this build. We can't really afford that. What else is like useless? I mean, Word of Glory and Ladadon healing increase is not useless by any means. That's like actually pretty good. The cooldown on Devo could potentially go away. Let's just do that and do that. Now we have Ladadon, so we could also potentially spam that from afar. That is going to be, I wouldn't say the most interesting change, because we've already played with this as Shadow Breakers in retail at the moment, but now we have the option to also spam this instead of just Word of Glory. We're more likely to hit everybody with this, even though before we were already kind of not fully ranged. We were just kind of like not in melee, but close enough so that the Ladadons could potentially hit everybody. But now for sure we'll hit them if we are properly positioned, so let's see what that looks like. Now let's check this side of the tree for a second. Let me do this. Try and find out the right one, but we got a kick and we are not going to be doing anything with that, so let me remove the kick for a second. We are also not going to be using any consecration, so let's take that away for a moment. Golden Path is also absolutely useless under that context. Now we could get Freedom for the sake of it. We could get some of this, and Dusk and Dawn, why not? Divine Purpose, a little bit of Haste, and Sanctified Wrath. Go down and pick that. At this point, we're just picking fluff, because we're not really getting any value from the kicks, since we're not in melee. That is absolutely inting, but let's just say we do that. We're not using Consecration, because we're not in melee, we just want to be casting, so that's like absolutely useless. And yeah, Seal of Order doesn't work. We still have this still works, right? Like this still works from our attack, so we could potentially just pick that Paragon here and be good. Play Holy Paladin through 9.1, loved it, but wanted to try second healer for an ult, and I really don't want to cast. Well, we are not really supposed to be casting. We're just memeing about it here. I'll be making videos on this though, because people want to see what this feels like, and it's also kind of funny. I'm sure you get asked a lot, but does Holy Paladin feel better or worse in Dragonflight? I think it feels better. If we are talking the melee playstyle, which by the way should be the playstyle, then we are going to be feeling better because we have Divine Toll. Like no matter what, we can always pick this. We are going to also have access to a better version of Crusader's Might, Glimmer, and Blessing of Summer. So we will have a lot of tools that are actually going to make us much more close to the meta. I'm assuming, I'm supposing. we never really know if that's really going to be the case at the end of the day. But we also have the possibility of eventually maybe somehow landing on some sort of ranged build depending on how things go. Does it feel better? I would say yes, but you know, things are really not done and not finished. So this could very much change, be better, be worse. And at the end of the day, it's always going to come down to a comparison point. How strong is the rest of the specs versus you? And right now, I don't have any experience with the rest of the specs, so I couldn't really tell you where they're standing. Do you think Light of the Martyr build could work out in the ranged caster build? It looks hard to fit in. Light of the Martyr would always be a good fit, no matter what you're doing. You're not supposed to have it as your main HPS source, because playing Marats, yeah, sure, you could probably play Marats in this build, but what would you give up here? You would give up the utility from, I don't know, Summer? Maybe Veneration. You would probably still play Inflorescence. If we're talking a caster build, you don't want to give up all the caster bonuses, like actually buffing your Flash of Light and Hollow Light. But having access to Marats, if you're going to be spamming Ladadon anyways, would make your healing a lot better. Yes, it would also come at the cost of you taking insane amounts of damage. We're not picking Light of the Martyr here because we're just assuming that we are going to be relying fully on Flash of Light to do our spot healing from afar. But, I don't know, playing Mythic Plus with Marats sounds pretty dangerous to me. Because you would take so much damage from this. But if you're just going to be doing, you know, Light of Dawn, Light of the Martyr, Light of Dawn, Light of the Martyr, your spot healing would be way better, that's for sure. That is undeniable. Could you fit it in? We would have to see how many things you can actually give up and actually pick that. But it seems like it would be very costly because you need to spend 2 more points here. So you would have to give up things like Summer or Veneration. Yeah, you could give up those 2 things. Otherwise, what are you gonna be giving up? Maybe Leon Hands, cooldown reduction. This is not that great anyways. Especially because it comes down to holy power spent. This would be probably one of the things you give up, and then I don't know. There is a world where you do that and you pick all this. Actually, it's 3 points, not 2. I'm tripping. It is so hot in here. Give me a second. I need to turn on the AC. Holy shit. Oh my god. The Slimmer Frill worth it so far. It works just as it worked before. It does just about the same healing and damage it did before. From an offensive point of view, Glimmer's still absolute garbage, but it does some damage. So it is a little bit of a thing that you kind of want to have. It does the healing that it used to do, meaning it's not the greatest, but, you know, it's always going to be a plus, especially with Divine Toll. Would I pick it if I could? For sure. Is it worth it, though? In this build, I don't think it is, because I would have to go through 2 points again. I would probably just keep this up and then, I don't know, pick that, and then if I can get to Glimmer, everything would just be much better. But what can I give in favor of Glimmer here? I could give the healing from Light of Dawn and War of Glory once again. That's very not exactly what I want. So it becomes quite hard to do that, but yeah. I would probably have Resonance before having this one over here. Not probably, I would most definitely have that. I'm still gonna keep Blessing of Summer, it just feels like you need to have this if you're not trolling. But we are trolling right now, so who cares? We did give up Barrier, it didn't do much. We did give up Tears, it didn't do much. Yeah, we're giving up some buttons, so maybe we'll remember to use our Divine Favor for once. We're still in the queue for 8:41 minutes. That's not good. I don't have the most time. I probably have time for one more dungeon, to be honest. Like, god damn, today's been a busy day. I gotta finish up this, and I got dinner in a little while. There we go. That was good. Any lingering changes that you want to see to the tree besides Blizzard sacking the whole ranged Holy Paladin idea? I don't really want to see them sack the ranged idea. I just think that they need to commit to one thing or the other. My biggest grievance is that they won't actually commit. Because committing would mean to kill the other playstyle. Do I want the melee playstyle to die? No, I like the melee playstyle. However, it's kind of become a little bit stale. So if they were to kill one or the other playstyles, it could invest and have the points available to then make things for the remaining playstyle. And then they could enhance the experience and make new and cool stuff. Is that going to happen? I don't think so. They are too deep into this expansion already to make such a change. In fact, it just seems that they are really happy with the idea of Paladin being a caster viable. So I just think that it needs some love somewhere. I'm talking about numerical buffs at this point. I'm talking about War of Glory doing more healing, Flash of Light and Holy Light maybe doing more healing. This could always be balanced PvE versus PvP, so there's like not a scenario where Holy Paladin is just an insane spot healer once again in Mythic Plus, or rather in PvP. And then they have all the utilities, so it's kind of like insanely good. Yeah, I don't know. Would have to be some numbers tuning, I believe. Outside of just a full rework of things or straight up new stuff. And if I was to be choosing, I would love to see Aura of Sacrifice come back. Like the Legion, the late Legion Aura of Sacrifice. Is that going to happen? Absolutely hope so, but no, probably not. I'd probably just macro Divine Favor to hold a light to get a beefy spot heal. You would, I mean, yeah, you could do that, but I wouldn't really be macroing things like that. I just need to remember that it exists, and since it's all the way over there in that side of the screen, or rather that one, yeah, that one, it's just, yeah, I don't even remember it, because this UI is such a mess for me. I've never used this. Like, I haven't used this UI in, I tell you, I don't know, man. I haven't looked at the bars in like 3 years or something like that. What do you use? What do you use for unit frames and party frames in retail? I use Grid 2. It's the item that I use. I use a profile that I took from some other Holy Paladin player. Hpala Sue. That's the guy. And I've been using that ever since. Unfortunately, well, the frames work just fine with the default ones from Blizzard. I'm not even bothered about those. It doesn't show things as clear as I would like, but maybe they like things can be tweaked, like maybe making the debuffs bigger. I haven't really looked into that too much. My biggest grievance right now is just I don't have weak auras, so I'm having to look down to the bars, and that's like, yeah, something I'm not used to basically. Committing one way or the other is way better. It would be, in theory, it should be, but you would be killing a thing that a lot of people probably like. Like you won't believe how many people are excited about the possibility of actually casting. A lot of people are just curious, like, is that actually gonna happen? I just want to see what's up, honestly. I don't really swing either way. I don't really care too much. I'm going to play Paladin regardless. I think a lot of changes will come once we have raid testing out. That's when we will really be seeing what Holy Paladin is capable of. And I believe it's going to be down bad. I believe it's going to be pretty bad. Like the situation we're gonna be in. It won't be pretty. And then they'll realize that, oh shit, we maybe need to fix some stuff here. And that's when we will get buffs. But at the same time, with all these new talents that we get and stuff, there's builds that will be discovered over time, and things will be made work as we get more gear. So, you know, it's a case of constant balancing. We might just find ourselves in a very bad spot right now, then we get buffed, and then as we go forward, we get stronger naturally, and then we get nerfed. Who knows? Who knows? To me, killing the melee playstyle would feel weird. What makes Holy Paladin fun and unique is the fact that they are melee. Yes. For people who won't range Holy Paladin, they've just got Holy Priest, and that's just me. Yep, you're right. Holy Priest right now, it's an absolutely classic like healer. You spam your single target spot heals, and then you have a whole lot of other stuff to do from ranged. So it feels like a much more complete ranged spec. But, you know, people like being played. People like the idea of being a Paladin, of feeling the power of the light as a melee, or rather as a plate-wearing light warrior. So, you know, it's much more of a thing of like, I just feel like the class fantasy is much more of my thing. So even if the class design doesn't really allow for it, still people are gonna be interested in this, especially now that Wrath is gonna be happening at the same time as Dragonflight. Holy Paladin is absolutely broken in Wrath. It is absolutely nuts in PvP and PvE. So a lot of people are going to be playing it, and then they'll come back to retail, and they'll be wondering, well, how do I play this? So they'll kind of want to feel like it's the same sort of thing that they know and love. And that's probably a big part of why they're trying to keep the playstyle alive as well. All the Paladins are bad. No. I mean, they're bad in Shadowlands right now. They are not the best for sure, but they're not bad. The range build is the PvP build. Melee will be raid and Mythic Plus. Yes. I do believe that is the case. Yeah, I do believe that is the case. I'm just trying to do some testing here and maybe miming a little bit too hard. You pillar hump as Paladin in PvP. Yep, I know. You just want to be line of sighting, so you don't really go in melee. You don't really have the chance to generate holy power as... Oh my god, we got another dungeon. Let's go. Okay, give me a second. That only took 15 minutes, but here we go. We are inside our second dungeon. This looks like right off the bat like the Oculus in Wrath. We'll see what this is like. Once again, we're going to be playing the ranged build. We did tweak something. We picked up Breaking Dawn, so we have longer Lights of Dawn. We also have a chance to duplicate our Lights of Dawn. It's a 4-boss dungeon, as we can see right now. And this looks like it's gonna be Nightborn sort of inspired. That's a lot of hunters. Let me see if there's... Okay, survival. Yeah, I would assume a lot of them are survival. Marksmanship, there we go. We got a beacon target, okay. So, let's just go through the dungeon and see what's up. There's a whelp coming our way. I'm assuming that's like some sort of spy. Yep, it is a spy. It figured us. I just used... Oh my god, the tank just disappeared. Oh my god, okay, yeah, you're not supposed to be spotted by the well. These guys are absolutely doing maybe too much damage, and the tank just got immediately destroyed. I'm gonna use sack on him. Piercing shards once more. Oh my god. It didn't do any healing. Oh, the guy's bleeding out. That's a lay hands for somebody. I got a lot of lag though. I'm lagging so much. Oh my god. Wait, I should be using Divine Favor. I gotta remember that. Well, that was something. Yeah, Crystal Fury is alerted by your presence, so that should have never happened in the first place. Let's use Divine Favor right here. There you go. We used it. Once again, finding myself struggling to have something to do. Also, I was supposed to be using Light of Dawn. I forgot about that. Not all the time, but, you know, we have the chance now because we got him. We got ourselves Breaking Dawn. Also take the chance to, you know, during some downtime, generate some extra holy power. What do you want to see? Aura Sacrifice come back amidst Legends? I'm not sure what the gameplay was like. Was spamming heals on yourself? Oh my god. If you've never seen what Aura Sacrifice Holy Paladin played like, oh, this could be a pretty bad situation. Oh yeah. I'm rooted! What's happening? I'm so lagging behind. Like, some GCDs that are happening are from 10 seconds ago now. We need to use wings, that's for sure. Yeah, that was a massive pull once again, but we got a lot of MS. What's my lag right now? 300. That's not really true, I'm assuming. Yeah, the way Aura of Sacrifice Holy Paladin played was quite similar to the good old caster Paladin, but then you had the chance to do a massive burst of healing from time to time. Because when you popped Aura Sacrifice, all your healing during the time that the aura was up was then replicated onto, not all the healing, like a percent of it was replicated onto the raid, so it was pretty fucking bursty. Like, you could do these priest levels of ramps, and you didn't really require a setup either. It was much more, you know, bursty, as in you can just do it in like 3-4 GCDs, you're fine to go. Even less. Why did you bet the farming viewers? What am I gonna do? Play retail? Keg W? I gotta work on some stuff, man. I gotta go in like 3 days, so I gotta get things done. I mean, I would probably be playing Wrath if I was just playing for fun right now, but I mean, that's also kind of cringe, just farming honor. This is kind of fun as well, though. I'm playing an absolutely shit show of a build. And I'm lagging like crazy. That is kind of rip. I mean, it does come and go, that's the worst thing. Like, I feel lag every now and then. Did it just dispel something? Nope. It was a stand on the ground sort of debuff. Stand on the swirly, rather. I'm a huge fan of Evoker. I tried it out during the intro section, and I didn't really like it too much, but that was just like the intro questing scenario, so it wasn't really representative of anything. Didn't even pick the talents. I don't know. I would have to put more time into it, which I don't really have, and casting just at least as oh my god, I'm gonna get blown up. Casting as an Evoker felt pretty bad to me. These trees are just quite annoying. I was just about to go in melee and use a Crusader Strike. I had to stop myself from doing so. You barely cast. I tell you, man, I have no idea. I haven't played it. I just did the questing scenario, and it felt like I had like 3 spells, so it was absolutely mind-numbing. Oh, they blow up, but they don't leave a debuff behind, so we gotta remember, Light of Dawn. Light of Dawn is what you gotta use. Light of Dawn. There's no healing to be done now, though. We're pulling safe for once. Does Dungeon have a lot of fuck you range mechanics? I love those, man. I'm sure you do as well. Those are perfect in my books. I do not mind them at all. Actually, I haven't really been using Blessing of Summer once again. Maybe Blessing of Summer is actually going to be changing with the actual seasons for once. So now whenever we actually get into autumn, we're gonna only have Blessing of Autumn for 3 months, and then it's gonna be Blessing of Winter, and then it's gonna be Blessing of Spring, and then it's gonna be Blessing of Summer again for 3 months at a time. That is how it should be. Just imagine the shit show that would be. Oh man, we're not in summer anymore. Oh, we're scuffed now. We gotta wait a year to play again, man. Absolutely trolling by Blizzard if that was ever to happen. Okay, this boss is not doing anything. What are those anyways? Is that coral? Only the tank is taking damage? Okay, I think we're gonna be taking a burst of damage now. I guess we gotta break the coral with this. Right? Yes, but I missed one. And now he's... Oh, he's doing more damage the more coral that remains. Okay. That gives me Ashbane vibes. A lot of Ashbane vibes right there. He's not called Ashbane though, he's just called Lemur. My name is Lemur. I'm not even using Lardon, it's like pointless. There's only only the tank is taking damage here. This feels weird though. Okay, I'm lagging like crazy again. Yeah, unless we had something like Exorcism and the boss is dead already, we would really never like have a full rotation from afar. Like I would just have to be spamming Flash of Light on the tank for Holy Power, and even then, what am I gonna be using the Holy Power on? Just Word of Glory? Like farming procs of wings? That's it? Have you healed the last boss of Bolt of Tyr? Is that the Uldaman wing? It is, right? Legacy of Tyr. Yeah, I just did that one, so. I just did that one. What was it like though? I completely forgot. That was a dragon. Yeah, it was a dragon. The dragon one. There was quite some damage there. I also got vibes from this boss in End Time, but that's just because it was a dragon. Were you playing this build? I'm just like trying to see if it actually kind of works. What the fuck? I'm trapped! Oh my god! Help! And people want to see it as well, so we see if we can actually make it work somehow. Dragon Scale Expedition. Oh, I haven't really... That hasn't changed. I've done that fight a few times and healers are mega struggling. Are they? I mean, they just don't know what's going on, I believe. I didn't even know what was going on either. I was just spamming Flash of Light and that was about enough. Flash of Light, Divine Toll, and then Beacons did the work. But we also only got one phase of the soak thing, where you gotta soak the circles. Because we had a pretty big bumper Red Paladin. So the fight didn't last too long. Maybe it would have been a bit... oh my god, what is that? We're gonna blow up. This is the... Oh my god, this is the boss in Nighthold. What is he doing here? Why do I have wings? He's sleeping! He's sleeping! Season 4! Season 4! What the fuck? This guy won't move. Your standard build will struggle hard to play as melee? Oh, maybe. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Is that bad if I step on that? Oh my god, it is bad! Nah, it's just a bomb. Nothing too crazy. I'm literally AFK. I can feel like I'm playing Classic, and while they are killing trash, I'm just like looking at chat. Because I know I won't be doing much. Since they're not taking damage... Oh, now we will take damage though. That's gonna be a big one. We are ready though. Come on, man. No balls. Go for it. Go for it, my dude. Let's go. He's lagging or I'm lagging? Nah, we're splitting it. Jesus, the lag is bad. Did it just get a proc of Veneration? Did I give up Veneration even? I didn't. Okay. I hate this UI so much. It looks so weird to me. I can't tell what's happening with my Hammer of Wrath if it's up or not. Master wants you to talk about sack. You left that quite far away, man. I can only see so much in between doing stuff. So if I miss your message, just like type it again or something, because my screen is not allowing for me to read up there anymore. Oh, we took damage for once. Probably should generate holy power with this. Yes. Still not using Ladodon. I probably should. I don't know. Just feels weird. It just feels weird doing Ladodon when the spot healing is just gonna be enough to deal with the damage, and you know that. This guy is just bouncing around. Is this the actual boss? And we're just like DPSing him down a little bit at a time. And then getting him pushed back. Or is he actually dying? He's actually dying, okay. Divine Favor, yes! Use Divine Favor. Use Divine Favor. I should just put that somewhere else like this, like here, okay. Maybe now... Okay, they went down though. Proceed onward. That's a lot of trash we just cleared though. And we spawn on top of more trash. I bet you can take damage from those bombs if you're just like going down as the bombs are like blowing up. There we go. We use Divine Favor. Massive value. He tapped it twice. Shit, okay. Could you talk about the Aura Sacrifice? Didn't I say all that already? I think I did. I don't know, I just love Aura Sacrifice. It was... Just look up any video about Agramar. Oh my god, somebody's talking, calling. Look up any video about Agramar on Mythic as a Holy Paladin and just enjoy. Because that shit was fun. That was actually fun. Like, your whole healing depended on setting up that massive ramp. But when you got it right, it was so fun. You just stopped everybody and did like... I don't even know how much healing you would do, but... You would usually see like upwards of 2 to 3 million HPS on that fight. It was quite a different time, but numbers don't really matter. It's just a matter that it was extremely good, extremely... Oh my god, that's supposed to be tanked away from the group for sure. Yeah, it was just very good. It was just very fun to play. Do you have a damage Holy Spender? I have, but it's only from melee, right? So if I want to be doing any damage, I have to be in range of melee and use Shield of the Righteous. And since I'm trying to be ranged, that is not getting any value. Is there really no way of getting down quicker though? Okay, that somebody left. Jesus Christ, what's happening with these guys in doing dungeons? Like they just like wipe once and they're gone. Oh my god, dude. Okay, can we 4-man it? It's just gonna take longer, and for the sake of a video, it's never good. How are the ranged version of Holy working so far? It's interesting. I mean, it's working. It's just not... Oh, this guy's literally offline. Okay. Well, this might just be it, to be honest. And, yeah, it's also getting kind of late. God damn it. I took too long to do the video today, so I couldn't really have time for streaming. This guy's still not dead, though. I mean, we are just simply spamming Flash of Light for the most part, and then keeping Holy Shock on cooldown and such. But it's still working. Oh, we got somebody else, though. We should probably just both kick this guy, though. AFK, or rather, literally offline. I'm playing with fire right here. Mecha gun shenanigans. I'm sure we just missed a way of going down quicker. I mean, we must have. Otherwise, this is insane. But I have no idea where you would have gone otherwise. Twitch TV Tettles? No way that's Tettles. I mean, it might just be, who knows? Who the fuck plays Feral Druid anyways? If not Tettles. It's Badlands, never mind. He must be trolling. Alright, we're finally going back. There we go. Was it damage Holy Power? The damage Holy Power? You mean the spell? Is Shield of Righteous I mentioned before. What are those wings though? Holy fuck. They're going that way towards the boss, yes. The problem we will have soon is that they can't make our heals impactful, because then our beacon healing will be too high. People will complain. Well, you can just make some of the healing not transfer, like be a healing from Aura of Sacrifice. I don't really even know if it did transfer. That would be insane. That would pretty much be... I was just about to melee the boss or the guy. Gotta contain the excitement for meleeing the mobs. Well, the thing about the frontal that just killed us seems a little bit overtuned if I was to have a word in it. We just got one shot in a heroic dungeon. Oh my god, what is that? Somebody just pulled that. Seems like he has a shield, right? Increase all damage dealt by 25%. I guess he's also giving that aura to people around him. Not a big deal since it's only trash. Should we buff somebody in particular? Maybe not right now since everything's dead. I just wasted it. Does it do good damage? It does, yeah. It's usually... It should usually be our second biggest source of damage. It's like Consecration far ahead of everything else. And I'm literally... Okay, I was just about to disconnect. And then it's... it should be Shield of Righteous. That is... Oh my god, that is the Star Seers before Solia. They recycle mechanics left and right. It also knocks you back. Just like in Solia. Okay, we got a little bit of taking damage happening. What do we have to do here? I was just about to Crusader Strike, oh my god. I need to stop myself. We gotta kill them one by one? Yes. Maybe. Almost pulled the trash though. Okay, well that would be quite the healing phase. That could be interesting. I don't know if it would take that long, but that's the kind of phase that Holy Paladin would usually struggle with a lot. Because people are going to be very far away, moving away from you as well. Towards the mobs. And then there's just a lot of constant ticking damage, which we're not well suited for. The boss just died though, okay. Sure, I'll take that. Tome of Unstable Power. Sounds reliable. They need an Avenger Shield for Holy Paladin Spender. Oh, it doesn't have to be Avenger Shield. It just could be like Exorcism. Like people were talking about Exorcism. There was also the other spell, the Nouns, that was also mentioned. That did also do damage. It could also generate Holy Power from afar. You know, just a talent that changes Crusader Strike into a ranged spell. Can I line of sight? Probably could be able to. That is literally the what do you call those guys? The mammoth guys in Iron Dogs. You can dodge the frontal or the charge thing if you're quick enough. Which Sala never does, by the way. Another recycle mechanic. Oh, look at that! Buffonits! Wait, he charged towards where... That was weird. He kept on looking at me, but he didn't change the place where he was charging. Tricordon, that shit ain't gonna happen. Anything that might require a little bit too much work, you should not expect it to happen. In fact, you should not expect anything big happening anytime soon, but I don't know, changing one spell for the other when you take a talent, I don't think that takes any effort, to be honest. I think that would be absolutely not that hard for them to do. And then you could maybe even have it that Crusader's Might works on the ranged version of the spell, just like it does with, you know, Crusader Strike. And then you could have a very much viable ranged spec. That is if you wouldn't be giving up that much damage. But it doesn't even have to be about the damage, it just needs to be something that you can actually choose to play and it wouldn't actually be dog shit. Again on me, bro? I feel like Salah right now with all the complaining. But it's not that unthinkable. They really need to do that change though, otherwise it is really not feasible. I wouldn't think so. Outside of, I don't know, maybe you could muster enough healing power to justify it, but we would have to start actually trying to do, you know, do it a hybrid of melee plus ranged, but that would just end up me playing melee normally. If I start using Crusader Strike like normally, I would just be doing like what I already do, is just playing melee normally. Is that doing damage to the ads? No. It didn't. Yeah, I mean, how's the Holy Paladin experience so far? Is spec feel better? It feels a little bit better, I would say. Yeah, we have more tools than we have in retail right now. Right now, on this key exactly, I am not a key, a dungeon. I'm just trying something weird where I'm only playing from afar and playing as if I was just a full ranged. Not even going into melee for consecration or anything. So it's not how you're supposed to play this. Even if you were going to be casting a lot, you should still go in and drop a consecration easily. But yeah, that would make it so that I would end up using Crusader Strike and then just generating Holy Power and using and healing through Word of Glory and Light of Dawn as usual. So for the sake of that not happening, we are just forcing it so that we never go on melee. But so far, there's barely any healing to be done outside of that boss or that trash mob that just one-shot us. Clearly overtuned. There's some debuffs happening. Oh, I should be careful here. Oh, it's just a knockback though. Oh, I got a bleed. I see. No, that was a tank. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong frame. Does Divine Favor not work the same way as it does in arenas right now? That you can like pre-cast something and then use it? And it like gets spell batched? Might just be the lag though. Just make your Crusader Smite and add range to it? Sure, that could work. I mean, it doesn't have to even change the spell, just make it ranged for some reason. But then you would have to give it a different animation. Could it also have like a cast time maybe? So many questions. And so much lag. Alright, this is gonna be the third boss. Tailash, Grey Wing. So we cleared everything. Is this the same level or did we go one level down? I think we went the one level down still. I'm about to sneeze. Almost. Oh, this is a drag tier though. Or so it seems. Frostbomb. Debo? Never mind. It just dropped some puddles, which we probably want to move away from. Or stack them together. Wait, what's that? Do we need to soak that? We probably need to stand in this, but we are also taking damage. Isn't this like that boss in the Oculus? Is that what it's called? Yeah, this is the goddamn Oculus boss. Another wait, I'm taking AoE damage. That is the mechanic from Tarbold, from Sanguine Depths, Inquisitor Tarbold. An AoE targeted channel that does a lot of damage onto one target and also pulls its AoE. I can't, are we just like on the same page here, or is like every mechanic just recycled? Not every mechanic, but a lot of them feel familiar. I mean, this is clearly a reference to that boss from the Oculus. But instead of line of sighting, you just go into the barrier here. I just used the Crusader Strike. The run is ruined. Oh well, it didn't do any damage, so... But that looks like a shit show for melee. Once again. Dragonflight, Holy Paladin, need play melee? Or is it an option to play range? I think we'll still pretty much play melee everywhere, but we are seeing how much of an option really range is gonna be. This is Calamite, the boss in Dark Souls. Look at that. He's also got all the crystals. Is he gonna do Area of Denial mechanics? Like Calamite, you gotta run out of him. I mean, the literal mechanic from Calamite is also on like one of the previous bosses on that dungeon that we didn't actually We had to 4-man on the previous stream we did. But this looks like Calamite, just because of the crystals. No, is that the right boss, actually? It might be the other one. I'm mixing them up, actually. I think that's the other one. The white dragon. I guess we gotta kill this, but I'm not allowed to go anywhere near them. Ah, fuck it. I mean, that's just ridiculous. How are you not gonna be able to go melee and hit them, man? Like, that's just how you play Holy Paladin. That's how it works. Okay, I can't do this for anymore. Like, I can't. Next dungeon, which I probably won't have time for now, we will go in melee. And we'll see how much casting we can actually do without scuffing our caster potential. I'm still trying to stick to the range playstyle here, though. This guy is rooted. Yeah, let's stay away from that kind of thing. Is that a soak thing? Nah. Is that a soak me or I will blow up sort of thing, though? Oh my god, that's a frontal. No, it's a... Oh, it is. It is a frontal. That looks like a time bomb, honestly. Looks like it's gonna blow up and we're all gonna die. Kill them before we die! Jesus Christ, what is this lag? We might take a massive amount of damage, never mind. We can freedom the chains. The chains are the ones doing... Nah, they're just like slowing us down. Okay, well that was an interesting boss. There was some damage there. For sure. This would be a pretty high healing required kind of boss. We only had to do 12k though, as opposed to the 20k from that other boss. I don't know. There was a lot of trash in this dungeon though, that's for sure. Let's see the damage on this run. It's kind of mixing a lot of things up because we got people coming in and going. So it looks kind of messy, but once again, all our damage is just ranged spells. We did use a little bit more melee now, but for the most part, we stayed true to the ranged playstyle. What is that? Oh my god, it's so bad. Touch of Light, average hit is 809. Is that exactly the amount that it says over here? No, it's a little bit better. But still, like, it's like nothing. That is like nothing. Oh boy. Just because we are a ranged healer doesn't mean we can't be melee occasionally. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, normally you would be trying to be ranged, but also be a melee, right? You wouldn't really completely deny the fact that you are a melee. So you would take the benefit you can from Crusader Strike and Consecration. Even if you are really keen on actually casting. So it's not a matter of being ranged versus being melee. It's a matter of that being ranged doesn't really exist fully. There will always be, if anything, a 50-50 sort of thing. Maybe it's more 70-30, whatever, but yeah, you should never really be ranged as a Holy Paladin. That doesn't exist. No matter how you want to try, or how hard you want to be trying it, it would not happen. Can't remember, but I think Cataclysm maybe we had a ranged damage ability. No idea. We did have this other Power Word Radiance. Not Power Word, it was just called Holy Radiance, I think, something like that. It was a little bit like a Circle of Healing, but it also left healing over time effect. It was pretty powerful. But that was not just that was not a Holy Power thing, nor a damaging thing. It was just a healing spell that was extremely good on Cataclysm. What it could do is give us Holy Power from healing with things. Well, that's what we do already with Holy Light, though. That's the problem. They already think that they've implemented that. It's just not doing enough. It's kind of clunky. Your only choice, really, to do it consistently is to spam the tank with Flash of Light when you're talented into this. And it feels like shit, because you always lose value from your beacon when you spam the beacon target. That's something that you want to avoid, but they encourage it with that, so... yeah. Touch of Light is a total waste of a talent point. Yeah, it is. I miss Holy Radiance. I never really tried it, so I just seen videos and I thought it could be a good idea to bring it back, but you know, I don't know. Maybe it would be a good idea. Maybe it would. I think the big problem we have is Holy Power. It is Holy Power and the way Holy Power is generated, and the way that we as Holy Paladins don't have any spell to generate it from afar consistently, as we are also keeping keep doing damage. The two builds that we have, melee versus ranged, are just not balanced enough in terms of pure HPS potential and the damage that they can do. So one will always overpower the other. It's never going to be a case of you could choose to pick this or that, unless it's like a very, very limit scenario. You would always just play the one that's better, and for the most part, I do believe that's always going to be the melee one. Unless you're absolutely willing to scuff your damage, and under the assumption that the healing from a range build would be reactive, bursty, and plentiful enough that we can just rely on it to actually do good healing. So many, many, many ifs, and it just seems like it might not happen. Anyways, which one did we do now? It was the Azure Bolt, I believe. Can I check on the collection? Not collection. The journal? Yes. That was... Yeah, it was the Azure Bolt. Okay, so we got a few dungeons left to do that I want to do all of them at some point. I want to do Wholesome Infusion again, and then we have Algethar Academy, Brackenhide Hollow, and the Knockhood Offensive. Unfortunately, though, I gotta go in 40 minutes. Could I do another dungeon in time? Maybe I can. I don't know. Let's push it, but I probably shouldn't. I think I just shouldn't. I gotta be there having dinner in 40 minutes, so this is absolutely not gonna happen, I believe. The queue might as well take 10 to 15 minutes, as we've already seen, so yeah. Hey mate, enjoying the stream, just listening in since you're not impressed. Oh yeah, I'm not. I mean, this is not supposed to be a serious build right now that we're trying. But we are forcing the caster playstyle. And it is working, but it's also heroic dungeons. And yeah, it's not Mythic Plus. And it's not high Mythic Plus. So yeah. Roll, heal, correct? Yeah, I'm playing healer, yeah. What time is it in my country? It is 9:01 p.m. I'm from Spain. I still can't believe we still have dusk to dawn on our tree. Literally nobody asked for that. Yep. Everybody wants it gone. True. However, Seal of Order is fucking broken, I believe. I think if that one goes live that way, I think I wouldn't complain if that's a thing, honestly. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to playing Dusk of Dawn properly, but once you do, Seal of Order will be a lot of extra damage and healing forever. A little bit of defensiveness, but also the CDR on the Holy Power generating abilities. Depends on how many things this applies to. This could be very, very good. ¿Eres español? Sí, soy de España, soy de España. De Valencia, de hecho. Yeah, Spanish people live really late, but to be honest, like having dinner at 9:40 for me and for my family, that's actually really early. That is really early. In fact, I mean, I just have a very degenerate schedule, but that would be extremely early for me. Usually we would have dinner by like 10 p.m. to 10:30. That would be like the more normal hour of having dinner for my family in Spain. And then I'm gonna go to Poland where they have dinner at, I don't know, like 6 p.m. It's gonna be fucked up. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, it will have to work no matter what. What can we do about it, man? We gotta try and get used to what they do. Oh man, I'm just so sad we can't really keep on going today, but I really gotta go, and it doesn't seem like we might get a queue popping anytime soon. 10 p.m. is time to sleep. I mean, where are you from though? Like, that is for sure. I mean, if you gotta go to work at 7 a.m., I don't know, you wake up at 5 and then you gotta commute over there. Yeah, but you know, normal Spanish working hours are 9 to 5. Then there's always people that work earlier and later. But for the most part, everybody's got a 9 to 5. Most kids go to school at like 8, between 8 and 9. It depends on where you're from as well. Like, you might have kids going to school at 7:30 over here as well. But for the most part, where I was going to school at 9:15 a.m. So it was really late for most European standards, I would imagine. Bella Vita in Spain. Oh, you live in Spain. Well, then you got the schedule of somebody who's not from Spain, to be honest. Hace 2 años que te sigo y me entero ahora. Ah, pues. Lo tengo en la bio ahí abajo, por si acaso. Pero sí, la gente dice que no se me nota el acento. Y parece ser que es verdad. Yeah. A lot of people don't really realize that I'm from Spain. Apparently, I don't really have any accent, but from time to time, you will always hear me speaking in Spanish when, like, somebody from my family is coming up and stuff, right? 4 minutes in the queue. Yeah, I'm just gonna stall for a little bit, but I'm not gonna get another dungeon done today. That is unfortunate. I gotta do all those dungeons tomorrow, though. Tomorrow, I'll be spamming the hell out of the dungeons. And by spamming, I mean do at least 4. However long that takes, it's gonna happen. Because I want to get them done. I mean, maybe I could actually also do them on Wednesday. I don't know. I'm so shocked. I mean, where are you from, though? Are you from Spain? From anywhere in Latin America? Have you posted any feedback on the Beta Paladin forums? No, I haven't. In fact, I did that for Shadowlands. And I think I had enough. I posted, well, to be fair, when I was, posting that feedback, that was 2 years ago, right? I didn't have that much experience with Holy Paladin. I did have already, like, 2.5 years of experience with Holy Paladin, but I didn't feel as experienced with it as I am right now, for sure. Also, I don't really think I would have anything to say that's not already been said. I think part of giving feedback is just saying a lot of what you really want, and a lot of people will share the same opinion, so Blizzard, then they would notice what people are saying, but we already have a lot of people from the Paladin Discord already, doing that work. I don't really know if they have said the same thing as we have been talking about tonight. I would assume they have. I think there's a lot of ranged Holy Paladin haters in the Paladin Discord. In fact, if you were to ask for advice on how to make something viable that's not really the best spec in the Paladin Discord, you would probably get told to fuck off. Not exactly to fuck off, but you would told otherwise to not try that because you should then be playing what's the best. So I think there might not be the best, interest in that Discord to push for builds that are not the norm to actually work. Or, yeah, I haven't really checked recently, but I don't believe that a lot of people want the caster playstyle to exist. I think for the most part, it's just in absolute, like, a complete denial of a caster playstyle actually existing or even possibly existing. Do I agree with that? I don't really think I should. I mean, I don't believe it's gonna happen. I just think that it's not a bad thing that if it does. So, if we were to get feedback, it should be feedback from both points of view. From the point of view of what melee feels like and what it should be, and the point of view of what range could be, and how it feels right now. That's a lot of work, though. Believe me, I was writing that blue post that I did, not a blue post, just a normal post on the forums. I was writing that for... I spent the whole day. I literally spent the whole day. In fact, I did it at work. I was at work during that summer. I think it was a summer. Yeah, it was summer before... way before Shadowlands released. And I was at work and I was doing that instead. I spent the whole day just writing down the post. I remember it very well. You're from Girona, nice. I've been to Girona a lot, like long time ago. Long time ago. When I was really little. Yeah, we're still in the queue. The thing is, the less dungeons that I'm signing up for, the longer it's gonna take to pop. But I really, really, really want to do those dungeons. If I just had more time, I wouldn't really mind doing random. But also, if you get random dungeons and you get put into Uldaman, at least before it didn't work. Now it might do. I don't know. Could we change the build before the dungeon actually begins? I guess you can unless you're in combat, since we're not doing keys, so... Appreciate the follow very much, Classy Gareth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You should be able to change builds in the middle of the dungeon, so long as you're not doing Mythic Plus. Therefore, if it just happens to be a dungeon that we haven't... By the way, I'm gonna save this as... What the hell? It just bugged out and it tripled. Look at that. It tripled the UI element. Now it's only one. Okay. I'm just gonna save it there just in case we can switch between them. But yeah, I would say if tomorrow we go down and do more dungeons, it would probably be better to just do random ones for the sake of keeping things rolling. And now it's... unfortunately, it is too late and I gotta go. Couldn't keep it happening. Man, the drag through starting zone video did nothing. As soon as I don't have a Holy Paladin video going on, it's like nobody watches that. I'm assuming it's just YouTube not even pushing it, but there it is. Dead on arrival. 30 views in like 2 hours. Yikes. Yikes. And it takes so long to actually get through those videos as well. That is really unfortunate. At least it feels pretty bad. Blizzard has announced on Twitter that Shadowlands, Wrath, and Classic servers are down for maintenance. Okay. Well, we're in beta, so there's no maintenance there. Oh, shit. Yeah, there we go. We got something going on. To be fair, I might just come back later and stream. Nah, fuck it. We'll just stream tomorrow. I can't really do this. Maybe I can. Fucking, I don't even know. If we just leave the dungeon, it doesn't matter. If I gotta go, I gotta go. If I gotta go, I'll just go. Let's just get going, see what we can do in time. Alright. I didn't change anything on my build. Let's just play the same thing again, okay? For the sake of speed and not having to tweak things around. Oh, those are enemies. I think my nameplates are not in the greatest spot, but... I mean, they are activated. I didn't even see them being enemies because they don't have a nameplate on them. Oh yeah, these balls do some damage. I don't have a kick right now. I did not pick it, but we should still try to cast a little bit more. Not fully rely on casting and being ranged, but also just being melee and trying to see if we can make a good use of casting. But for the most part, if we have spare holy power, we would be just using it on Shields of the Righteous and see how well that feels. I think we did give up Veneration, didn't we? No, we still have it, okay. I just can't really tell when the proc has happened because there's just so many shiny things going on. These guys can potentially do a lot of damage if they get a full cast through, but they can be stunned. Expulse, that's the cast thing. You can use Blinding Light on them, I believe, and also just kick them. Not a big deal. Okay, we should also try and compare the amount of damage we can do as fully range versus fully melee. But at this point, I'm just like starting to feel like I'm committing to being fully melee a bit too much. Like, why would I cast under these circumstances? Why? Maybe now because I don't have enough holy power and I'm lagging the fuck out, so it might be the most reliable way of getting some healing going over time. Since I know the cast will eventually finish. And I don't have to be mouse overing forever, but otherwise, if I could potentially and reliably generate enough holy power to get the healing done that I need to be done before anything bad happens, then I'd rather always take that option. This could be potentially pretty dangerous. Oh my god, man, we have so many debuffs going on right now. What is that? Damage done? I don't even know what that said. This is heroic, right? It is. I remember the burst of damage from the orbs blowing up, almost one-shotting us as well. That might have also been... I don't know. Multiple orbs happening at once. Yeah, look at this. It might also be a matter of the downtime. Like, I believe right now the servers are down. for retail and classic at the same time, so maybe people are logging onto beta a little bit more, just to have something to do. Anyways, let's buff the Retribution Paladin with Summer. This boss already begins with that much HP. Okay, yeah, it does. I think there was a little bit of taking damage here going on. Gonna run over that proc of Divine Purpose right there. And there's this debuff going on that I kinda didn't even read. I wish I did. Nullifying Pulse. Okay. Seems like we just need to get rid of these orbs. And as they die, they blow up. And then there's also like a halo effect. I don't know if that does anything. It probably just does a little bit of damage. Another one. Can I stun this? Yes. Once again, taking damage. Omega lagging. Swirly, is this the first time that the first time they show up during this fight? He might have been stunned from that though. And taking damage and creates a power field. Oh. You should get out of there, mate. He's still standing on the thing. Did he just base dodge the frontal? It did seem to me that I just didn't get hit by a massive shockwave under me. Appreciate the follow very much. It's Bechtland. Sorry if I butcher your name. Yeah, should have been ready for that. Should have been ready for that thing to spawn under the ground there. How much does it do? 15k per tick. That's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, the breath bar has also been changed. It looks quite sexy, to be honest. Oh, I remember the frogs. The frogs kill you if you get to 10 stacks. And I don't think I can dispel it. Yeah, I can't. It's still bugged. So you wanna make sure you're not getting rinsed by the frogs. Because if you get 10 stacks, you will die. And there's gonna be a lot of frogs coming up soon. In fact, the next boss is gonna be a frog. What are those swirlies? Oh, there they are. There's the frogs. Okay, I'll try and kite as much as I can. I mean, I can get hit, it's fine. If they die quick enough, it's completely fine. But they keep on showing up, and there's no chance I can dispel the debuffs. Because Dispel doesn't work. I can't dispel the poisons. And the tank, or rather me, I'm about to die. I'm at 9 stacks. Okay, we didn't die. So far. Yet. Can I magic bop the debuff? No. I can't. Yeah, just those frogs alone are absolutely dangerous, but that's just because you're supposed to be able to keep up with the dispels. Of course, if you're like getting too many, you just kite or stun CC, so it's not a problem, but I have no answer because I have no dispel. I believe they just re-implemented the dispel thing because we didn't have one the previous build. But they didn't do it properly and something's fucked up about it. Well, that's a disorient as well. Dazzle. Alright, we gotta hurry up. We gotta hurry up. We still need to go in there, right? Yeah, that's where the boss is, yeah. Oh my god, the lag. Oh, I remember this. People died here, like you get one shot from a meteor falling from the sky. So there's a root. That guy is gone. Okay, maybe not. Maybe he did do something. I don't know. You split the damage from that, I imagine. It does seem like the kind of swirly where you split damage. I might just want to hodge this. Okay, ¿ya estáis todos? Vale. Muy bien, pues dame ¿Qué hora es? 19, dame 10 minutos. Está al lado, ¿no? Ah, porque estoy en directo y por no... Si puedo aprovechar, aprovecho, pero... Lo que dure, dura. Yeah, we kinda gotta go. Right, so we're gonna have a bunch of frogs falling from the sky here. Much like before, if you are staying in melee for too long, the frogs will kill you. He does also seem to eat the frogs, though? Yeah, he does. He does. So you can stay in melee and CC them properly, and then the frogs will just disappear because the boss eats them. So that's fine. That's how you're supposed to deal with that. Also, big bursty healing required right there. As you can see, we're no longer casting anything, though. We're just playing this as normal melee with a little bit of a weird build where we gave up a lot of talent points for the sake of saying that we still played a caster, sort of. Gonna stun this guy. And he's dead. Much better than the previous time we did this. At least we probably just, like, I don't know, somehow we were able to dispel. Is anybody dispelling, actually? Yeah, okay, so Detox is working, so the tank is able to at least dispel himself. That's definitely a plus. I don't really remember what was happening here. Don't really seem to see anything. I mean, a couple casts going on. Don't have a kick. There was a channel from one of these dragons, but no AoE damage as far as I could tell. There was the lightning on the ground under the water, which is never fun. This is a different kind of dragon. Earthen Proto-Dragon. Tectonic Breath. So that's a frontal. That's about it. Seems so. That's a big AoE thing. A lot of damage happening there. We are so delayed. Okay. We're surviving. Let me switch this back to healing. Playing with this much lag is just atrocious, but we're managing by looking at what's going on a little bit with a little bit of a delay. That was quite the pull. How far does the Holy Paladin playstyle? How does the Holy Paladin playstyle feel so far? It feels, I mean, right now I'm running a very, very weird build where I was supposed to be casting a lot, but I ended up just being melee pretty much. And I also said that I was gonna try and keep it like 50-50, but I really didn't so far. So you tell me, I don't know, it's not really supposed to be something that I would believe is exactly a build that you would play. If you were to play the build that I'm playing, you would probably be casting a lot more than what I'm doing, so it's just... I can't really tell how it feels because I'm playing weird builds that are not exactly comparable to what we have in retail. Like if you just go full melee, it feels pretty much like retail with a lot of lag right now. But also, you have more tools like Divine Toll, and you have Blessing of Seasons, you have potentially a Vanquisher's Hammer, which I did not pick. At this boss, you need to line of sight here. And then you take a lot of damage if you're not line of sighting. Also, there's gonna be some sort of thing on the ground happening now. You gotta move out of that. And then you gotta move in. If you keep moving out, you will always keep on getting hit like the rogue. And the rogue just proc cheated because he didn't realize what was going on. But that's a mechanic, you move out once and you move in. I don't know if there's any penalty for multiple people stacking up in the same place. I think there might be, actually. Now, once again, you want to move out of melee. Did a little bit too late, and then you want to move in. Once again, another line of sight. No, that was still the previous cast. But this is quite an interesting fight. The melee uptime will be questionable, depending on many things. Is this the... Yeah, move out of melee. And move in. So that's not too bad. You just gotta sidestep it pretty much. And this one is the one where you kind of like, if you are all stuck here, I believe we're gonna be taking a lot of damage, but it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, if you have to spread out, that's when melee will suffer a lot in that fight. Also, I don't know if there's line of sight through the ice blocks. Pretty Glide caster looking like it will be worse than melee. Could probably drop the spec if forced to be casting all the time. A lot of people won't like it, but also a lot of people are excited about the prospect of maybe casting once again. I'm pretty much just fine with whatever happens. I really just want to see what happens, really. Like, are they gonna choose to really push one over the other? As of now, I don't think there's enough things to make caster absolutely the play. Numbers-wise, and just the way you do damage, is always gonna push Paladin towards being melee. Oceanic Proto-Dragon. And if you touch any of those circles, I'm assuming you're gonna get knocked back a little bit. Holy fuck, the lag is insane. These are just summoning a bunch of ads. We just have a trillion ads under us right now. Well, we did it. Let's drop Blessing of Summer onto the Red Paladin right there. Drop Light's Hammer on the ground. Might as well give Sacrifice to our tank since it's on cooldown for only a minute. And then there's nothing to heal, so we just keep Consecration down and generate some Holy Power to spend onto Shields of the Righteous. That is just how a normal melee Paladin would play, honestly. And our damage is not looking that bad nor that great. I'm not even using wings, that's also a thing. Should be using them a lot more. So, I have this macro that just keeps shining like crazy because of Hammer of Wrath and getting resets on it. But also, it hides the shining because when I mouse over an ally, it changes to Bestow Faith, depending on if it's a harm or help sort of spell. What's the camera doing here? It's like an invisible barrier. We got one more mob to kill. And that over there, that looks like the first boss in Siege of Orgrimmar. That is the last boss. It's quite a rough boss, to be honest. I did die on it last time trying to figure something out. Infuser Sari. Oh, this is a mini-boss. Didn't realize she had a name. So that's why it took that long. Alright, well, here we go. The last boss. Mr. Rogue is looting. So there's gonna be a bunch of swirlies here. I think this the kind of fight where you want to be stacking them. There's also that those bursts of damage happening from time to time. Oh yeah, that guy stood in one of the swirlies. So there's these orbs of water spawning. And you want to be moving away from them. If you touch any of those, they do a lot of damage. So it's orb spawn, and then you gotta avoid the orbs. Then there's like a swirly around the orbs. You want to be avoiding those as well. And then there's gonna be a burst of AoE from time to time as well. So we are just taking a lot of extra damage right now from people running onto the orbs. So that's not supposed to happen. But we didn't die somehow. Okay, I haven't been alive for this phase, so let's see what this is like. We get sent to a side. And now we just gotta go back. Okay. So those things are being blown up by the tank, or rather the boss. As soon as somebody gets over there, they interrupt. Oh, there's like ads you gotta kill though. Okay. Now they are infusing the boss. I guess you can just interrupt them and start the fight as well. It seems so. No, that one's still not dead, so the fight's not starting. Yeah, so you gotta kill them before the boss comes back. So they were infusing the boss, and that means they're giving the boss some damage. He now has 7 stacks of infusion, so he's doing 7% increased damage. It's the kind of boss that once it gets to a certain amount of stacks, you just get one shot by the AoE. Potentially a pretty bad boss for Mythic Plus, yep, most likely. But now we did play a lot more melee, so there you go, we did a lot more damage. Just because of Consecration alone, a little bit of Shield of Righteous, and the melee doing a lot of damage. Before that, we would have been doing about 1.8, 1.9 sort of K damage, which was terrible, but this is not even good either, so just realize that being melee will always give you so much more damage, just naturally. And the HPS, well, you can expect the same thing, sort of. I was still spamming a lot of Flash of Light here. The lag makes things a little bit weird as well. Getting better and better as Bestow Fate, just keeping it on cooldown. And yeah, Word of Glory carrying as well as beacons. That is not even overall though. Actually overall, same sort of thing. Word of Glory, Holy Shock, a little bit of Flash of Light, Judgment of Light doing just a lot of healing. And a little bit of Light Along here and there. Not playing with this other talent that also gives me the free Lights of Dawn, so that's not a thing either. Just a weird build that was not supposed to be melee, but we ended up kind of doing both. And there you go, that's how it feels like, so... yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm gonna be calling it now. I gotta go to this dinner that I talked about. I gotta be there in 10 minutes. So I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you enjoy those. I'll be making videos about those runs if you missed them, or any of the previous ones. So if you want to check those out, they'll be up on YouTube starting from tomorrow, one a day. And yeah, I just uploaded a video checking out the intro experience for Dragthier. I'm pretty sure none of you have watched it because it's not being pushed around for some reason. YouTube doesn't want to push videos that are not about Holy Paladin in my channel, and if I try to branch out, it just doesn't work for me. So if you could go ahead and do me a favor and check that out, even if it's for a little bit, it would be a massive help. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll check out the rest of the dungeons that I haven't played yet. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So I hope you have a good time here, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Good night. Bye-bye.